better daily, where we work hard in our minds, bodies, and our spirits to become 1% better every single day. Download the app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live to catch the video version of these podcasts. Here's your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
What is up, Betterment family? This is Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Thank you so much for joining me. It is Monday, Mindset Monday, and today's mindset is pace yourself. Now, I'm sure you are very confused about the times that we're doing this live stuff, and normally I do it at a very consistent time every morning, but with the holidays and stuff, there have been a little bit of changes in my schedule, and so I hope that the changes on your end still allow you to join us. What's up, Robin? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here. So the mindset is pace yourself. Now, in common parlance, a lot of times people say pace yourself, and what they mean, or at least in the race setting, pace yourself means slow down. You might have heard it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? In terms of life, or maybe even a race you've run in life before. And I just said it to Gabriel. Gabriel and I were running back and forth, and I was teaching him about pacing yourself. And that is running the race you're running well. That's checking in with your body, checking in with your mind, checking in with your progress, the people around you, and whether or not you need to be giving more effort or less effort. What's up, John? Good to see you, man. And for our mindset this week, we just finished a holiday season, or at least the holiday season just started, but we finished, Thanksgiving week. And many of us are going to be rolling into a time of travel and rolling into a time of perhaps family joining us if you're blessed to have that. Maybe a time where work is a little bit different and strange, and if nothing else, the days are very, very short, and so there's a lot less daylight, and so it's going to be hard sometimes to check in with yourself. And my mindset for you, pace yourself, has to do with taking a moment, not necessarily to slow down or maybe even speed up. Maybe you need to speed up, but checking in with yourself and saying, hey, is the pace that I'm at currently the right pace for this situation? Is the pace I'm at currently the right pace for this situation? If you're running a long race, like a 5K or a 10K, maybe some of you like half marathons or even marathons, the longer the race, the more you need to be careful about going too fast in the beginning, right? So if for the 5K that I did for our virtual turkey trot, I didn't start off at a dead sprint, like, raw, because, 3 miles for me, I can't run a dead sprint for 3 miles. I don't know anybody who can run a dead sprint for 3 miles, although some of those people who are really good at 5Ks are running a 3-mile run at my sprint pace. So, they're pretty fast, but that's not their fastest speed either. In order to run a 5K, you have to be just below your maximum VO2 in order to maintain that for that period of time. But if you take your 5K pace into a 100-yard race, and 100 yards is, like 2 of my driveways, right? Like 100-yard race is a relatively short race. It's over, for Usain Bolt, it's over 9 seconds, man. For me, it's more like maybe like 13 or 14 on a good day. So if I take off at a 5K pace for a 100-yard sprint, then I'm going to lose this race, man. I'm like, ooh, la da da, and everybody's they're done. They've finished the race, and I'm like, oh wow, I should probably speed up. And this is what I was teaching Gabriel on the driveway. He just had a little foot race with the kid next door, and it was really cute because they're like 6 and 7. So like, hey, you want to race? Yeah, I'm way faster than you. What are we going to do? We're going to touch the pole and come back to here. And they're like, okay. And so they take off running, and then one of them turns around too early and doesn't touch the pole. And you're like, hey, you cheated. But the other one keeps running. So they run the race, and then they end. You're like, no, you didn't win. You cheated. So, that's kids, right? But Gabriel, it's really funny. He can run a 1-mile pace at like 8 minutes a mile. He's 6. He can run a mile in about 8 minutes. But when he does a sprint race, he starts off with like his normal like mile run pace. And I mean, if he's running a mile, he'll probably smoke most 6-year-olds. But I'm like, dude, you got to sprint. Like, what are you doing? You got to give it your best effort at the very beginning, and you got to give it your best effort in the middle, and you got to give it your best effort in the end, because if you're not running that fast, people are going to smoke you on 100 meters, dude. Like, you gotta go. And Like, where are we going with this? What I'm saying to you is, I need you to check in with yourself. I need you to recognize the race that you're running right now. Are you in a sprint? Are you in a time where, like, man, there's a lot of things that need to happen this week? A lot of things that need to happen this week. And you get a little rest on the back end. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And so you got to sprint. You got to go hard. You've got to make this happen this week. It's not what you do all the time, but it's what we do right now to make this work. Then great, check in with yourself, make that decision, let the loved ones in your life know we're sprinting right now. We are going hard. This is difficult. We're going to rest soon. Or you might be in a time in your life where you need to set a default. You need to set a standard. You need to pace yourself because there is no light at the end of the tunnel right now. There's no rest period coming up, and you need to be able to maintain what you're doing right now for the next several weeks, maybe even months. And so you need to pace yourself. Maybe you need to make room for a nap sometimes. Can I get an amen? Maybe you need to check in with your food and make sure your food is fueling you well for this longer term race that you're running right now. Maybe you need to make some adjustments to how you're spending your time so that you can still get some exercise in right now. Because if you're creating or you're running this long-term race, your habits need to serve you well today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day, and hopefully for the rest of this very long race that you're running. So that's my mindset for you this week. Pace yourself. Recognize the season that you're in. Recognize what's going on. Check in with yourself. Check in with your body. Check in with your loved ones. And ask yourself, do I need to speed up or slow down? And how do I do that? How do I functionally make that work in my world? I know we can't all run the perfect race, but it does say in Hebrews 12:1, let us run with endurance the race that has been set before us. It's a very, very powerful notion. I hope you'll pace yourself this week and that it works out really well for you, whether you're at a dead sprint or whether you're settling in for the long haul. This has been Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live for Mindset Monday. I'm really looking forward tomorrow to Nutrition Tip Tuesday. And until then, it's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for your 1% Better today. Don't forget to subscribe for the podcast. Leave us a raving review to tell others how Better Daily has helped you in your journey. If you want more Better Daily, download our app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live. Use code POD to get 25% off your subscription. That's POD, all caps, to save 25% on your subscription. We all have a cross to carry. It's lighter when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.live today.